I wanted to die. Like, I literally wanted to curl up in a corner and just hide because I felt so exposed. You have to be able to be willing to risk yourself and put yourself out there and be vulnerable. God is so much bigger.
I'm Bridget Richardson with Mac Studios at University of St. Thomas in Houston, and you're about to meet Sarah Kroger, a Dove Award nominee, a worship leader, and a songwriter. Here's her first song, Still Yours.
Sometimes I wonder where the wonder is gone. Sometimes I wish I felt the joy in my song I once did, way back when. I wanna grow up with a faith like a child, and learn the fear and run back into the wild. Oh, Father, help me remember that you're still the one I call Savior, the author and the miracle maker, the locker, the prison doors. You're still good and I'm still yours. You're still a broken heart healer, my rescue and my soul's redeemer. With every day I'm seeing it more. You're still good and I'm still yours. None of my questions ever scare you away, and every time I fall into grace that knows me and holds me. You're so much bigger than the doubt that I see. Help me surrender into your mystery. I trust you, oh, I still do. 'Cause you're still the one I call Savior, the author and the miracle maker, the locker, the prison doors. You're still good and I'm still yours. You're still a broken heart healer, my rescue and my soul's redeemer. With every day I'm seeing it more. You're still good and I'm still yours. Yours and yours forever. Loved, adored and treasured. Help me to remember that's never gonna change. I'm still yours and yours forever. Loved, adored and treasured. Oh, help me to remember that's never gonna change. You're still the one I call Savior, the author and the miracle maker, and locker, the prison doors. You're still good and I'm still yours. You're still a broken heart healer, my rescue and my soul's redeemer. With every day I'm seeing it more. You're still good and I'm still yours. Yours and yours forever. Loved, adored and treasured. Help me to remember that's never gonna change. I'm still yours and yours forever. Loved, adored and treasured. Help me to remember that's never gonna change.
So that was Still Yours. What an incredible song.
Thank you so much.
So now tell me about your musical childhood that you had.
I grew up in a really musical household. My parents were both music ministers from before I was born. So we were always at church, always, voluntold to be in the children's choir, forced to take piano lessons. I hated it at the time, but now I'm like super grateful for it, obviously. But then I was bullied in elementary school, and that part of me, I shut down because I didn't want anyone to touch it. I wouldn't have been able to verbalize it like this at the time, but it was like a gift. And it was a gift, right? The gift of music is something I believe that the Lord has given me, and it was so precious to me, and I didn't want them to tear that down like they had torn me down. And so I kind of hid it from people, threw it in a closet, locked the door, threw away the key, never looked back, and kind of was just like, that's something I'm never going to bring out into the open. I would only use it, for myself. And then years later, I went on a youth conference, and Matt Maher was leading worship. And it was the first time I really encountered the person of Jesus, like the real person of Jesus. And it was through the worship music that I learned how to pray and how to have like language to commune with God. It changed my life. But there was a speaker on that weekend who was speaking to the whole room, but it was one of those moments where it felt like the light was just on me. And he said, if you have a gift from God and you're not using it, you are denying the glory of God within you. And I was like, that's me. That's me. Yeah. It felt like the Lord was just lovingly tapping me on the shoulder and saying, hey, I'm speaking to you. And so from that point on, I felt convicted that God was asking me to say yes. I went back to my church. I started cantering on Sundays, absolutely terrified, probably sounded like a dying donkey. I mean, literally like, absolutely terrified for a while. I mean, it took a long time for me to feel more and more confident, but each time I said yes, with each passing Sunday, I gained more and more confidence and bravery, and my community was amazing at just like encouraging me and coming around me and championing me. And before I knew it, I would, sing for my youth group, and then the church down the street, and then the church across town, and then it just kind of snowballed from there. And now this is what I do full time. I'm a full-time songwriter and worship leader, and I can't imagine doing anything else. But it's crazy to me to look back and think about how close I was to allowing fear to keep me from becoming who God was inviting me to be and who God made me to be.
Yeah, and the gifts that, even you having the gift of recognizing that your talent is your the thing that you can kind of put on that lamppost and let people see that light with the song Still Yours. It's like that reminder of your gift and who God is. Like you still belong to him. What feelings kind of fueled writing that song?
Yeah, that song is really a testament to my relationship with God and reminding myself of who he is, because when I wrote that song, I was in a real season of wrestling with my faith for the first time, like wrestling with questions, wrestling with doubts, hearing nothing but silence from God, really for the first time in my life. And that song was my like declaration of faith that even when I am confused, even when the questions are loud and the silence is deafening, I still believe that I'm yours, God, and remembering who he has been in my life, the ways that he has shown up in my life time and time and time again, the ways that I can't deny his presence. Nothing can explain it away.
And how do you, because your music sort of, yes, obviously like to a Catholic community and a Christian community, they kind of get it, but a lot of people listen to your music. So how do you translate that thought to someone who doesn't have that belief yet or who doesn't know God yet? And, Still Yours might seem foreign to them, but it's still, they connect on it innately somehow. How would you describe that to them?
I think God is so much bigger than the boxes that we put him in, obviously. He's so much bigger than what we can ever comprehend, what we think we know. Like, I think that's something that I've learned in this process in the last couple of years is like, I don't know. I have more questions than I have answers now. And at first, when that happened for me, when that kind of switched for me faith-wise, it was really discombobulating, really scary, terrifying, shame-filled. I thought it was my fault. But I'm realizing more and more that like God is just a mystery. There are so many things that we just don't understand. And so if someone doesn't believe in God, it's okay. Like that's their own journey. But I would encourage them to ask the questions and to wrestle with it and to seek. Because I believe those who seek will find, right? Those who seek the truth will find the truth. And for me, the truth is that God is a mystery. And I'm okay with that.
And that really, I mean, it's so perfect with no filter because you're saying, this is who I am. And even in it, who are you? Who are you? Who am I? Just being bold enough to ask the questions and get to that place where even within belief, you seek.
Yeah.
So with that song, what kind of place were you in to put that together, and what moments kind of swirled it?
Yeah, that song in particular, obviously, like I said earlier, the last few years have been a real season of wrestling for me. And it was really scary. And that song came out of that time when I was at my darkest, when the despair was almost too much to bear at times. And I think wrestling with faith isn't something that we like to talk about because it's not easy to talk about. And so I felt a lot of shame around it because I felt like I'm a worship leader. I'm a Christian artist. I shouldn't be dealing with these questions. I shouldn't be having these thoughts. Like, I was really terrified to write that song. Like, when it came out, my friend and I wrote it together, and she was so kind about just meeting me where I was. And she's kind of like down the road when it comes to wrestling with faith. So she was like, this is so normal, Sarah. Like, it's fine. But I wanted to die. Like, I literally wanted to curl up in a corner and just hide because I felt so exposed. And I was so terrified to even release that song because I just felt like people were going to misunderstand it and make all of these judgments on me. And it was just literally, I haven't heard a single person say a bad thing about it. They've just been like, thank you for being an example of being honest. And to me, that's such a testament to what I've learned in this season, which is that God desires our honesty. And actually our brutal honesty, because if we can't be honest with him, who can we be honest with? And so No Filter really is coming before the Lord with no filters and saying, this is who I am. I'm not afraid to ask the questions. Will you meet me here in the midst of my cry? And he does. I believe that.
And the one line in that song that it's almost raw, could be scandalous, but it's like, when you said that, I was like, oh, yes.
Which
and if
one?
You wouldn't mind even playing it, the experiencing him in nature.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes I do all the right things, hoping it would make you proud of me. Is it okay to feel you more in nature than inside church buildings?
Yeah. That one tested me.
How so?
No, that one I continue to feel that.
Right.
Yeah.
But that is and I'm getting emotional because it's real.
Yeah.
And that is the connection with the world around us, right? That is God in everyone versus in a church building.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I totally agree. I think that's part of what this journey has meant for me, is that it, in some strange way, golly, now we're both crying.
You
okay.
wrote the music. You wrote it.
In some strange way that only God can do, right? He redeems all things. But in some strange way, this season of me not feeling him at all has opened the door to me experiencing him so much more than I ever have. His presence in everything and everyone. He is in everything and all times. And it's like a light bulb went off. It's like my eyes have been opened to that in ways that it wasn't ever before. And again, he's so much bigger than the boxes we put him in. He's not just in a church building. He is everywhere at all times. He is goodness and truth and beauty. He's in this conversation.
Absolutely.
He's in the pouring out of our hearts. He's at the dinner table with our friends. He's in the conversation. He's in all of it, And I'm really grateful that my eyes have been open to that in a way.
In releasing music, you're kind of, we talked about it, you're bearing your soul to the world. And I mean, this song...
Casual.
Yeah. And then this song in particular, No Filter, like, here I am to the world for you to see, right? How coming out of that state of fear and coming to this level of trust and a deeper understanding of what God is destined you for. What is that like to release this now for people to connect with and consume and see God in a different light, or see how you saw with your friend, like, it's okay to think this way?
Yeah. I mean, it was really hard at first. It was really scary. You talk about fear. I was really terrified, like I said, to release it. But the more feedback that I've gotten, like people just writing in and saying thank you, I've just realized, like, oh, this is so much more common. This is so much, like, just being a human is so hard. Being a Christian is freaking hard. Believing in God is hard. And it shouldn't be easy. Like, because again, God is a mystery, and it could take us a lifetime to experience all the things that he is, right? And to discover all the different aspects of who he is and his presence in the world. And so, like, to me, it's just been this experience of mutual vulnerability, like people meeting me in my vulnerability, and us together going to God in that. And that is such an honor as a songwriter, to meet people in their darkest places, to meet people in their deepest needs, somehow through the power of a song, and to like let go of that song, recognize it's not just mine. Like it's anyone's. Anyone can take a song and relate it to their life, or it can walk with them through really hard periods of time. And that is such an honor to be able to do that as a songwriter. And so, but in order for that to happen, you have to be able to be willing to risk yourself and put yourself out there and be vulnerable. And so, it just makes me want to do it more.
All right.
It makes me want to keep doing it.
Well, let's hear it. Here's No Filter.
Ready?
Sometimes when I pray, I wonder if I'm talking to the ceiling. Sometimes when I sing, I question if this whole thing's just a feeling. Who are you? Who am I? Questions just keep racing through my mind. If you want me, here I am, no filters, with questions more than answers. You want me, here I am. No hiding, no more playing perfect, 'cause honesty is worth it. You want me, here I am. You want me, here I am. Sometimes I do all the right things, hoping it would make you proud of me. Is it okay to feel you more in nature than inside church buildings? Who are you? Who am I? Question after question in my mind. If you want me, here I am, no filters, with questions more than answers. You want me, here I
America.